Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman. This is the combination. George Foreman. He's done it. Muhammad Ali has done it. The great man has done it.
Muhammad Ali. You may have heard the name. You may have heard that he is one of the greatest boxers to ever fight within the ring. And you may have even heard that he is one of the most iconic athletes to ever set foot on the planet. What you may not know, however, is that he fought two very different fights at the same time. One within the ring and one within his community. Muhammad Ali was in his prime when he had to fight not only in the ring with his fists, but outside with his words. Although nowadays he is mostly known for his skills as a boxer, back in the day he was also very popular for being a civil rights activist.
Hold it, you're not that pretty. Come on, man.
In the year 1942, Muhammad Ali was born in a segregated Louisville, Kentucky. He was originally born with the name Cassius Clay, and around the age of 12, his love for boxing had just begun. Fast forward to the 1960s. Muhammad Ali had easily become one of the greatest to fight within the ring. But this is also when his second fight has just begun. Beginning in the late 1940s and ending in the late 1960s, the civil rights movement had been raging across America. Many African Americans and civil rights activists had been fighting and protesting for equal rights for all African Americans and for the end of segregation.
Call retreat. He is sifting out the hearts of men before his judgment seat. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer him. People from the state of Alabama, and we hope to see, and we plan to see, the greatest witness for freedom ever taken place.
It wasn't very easy for the African Americans to get what they wanted. Protests ended in many people getting injured and arrested and even losing their jobs. You may be wondering what Muhammad Ali had to do with any of this. Well, he was known for speaking out for what he believed in and for meeting with many famous civil rights activists to help spread their ideas through his fame and through the press when he was interviewed. Many people liked and respected Muhammad Ali, including many Caucasians, because of his insane skills as a fighter. Muhammad Ali didn't just do this for himself, but for the people who lived around him and to make the whole community a better place. He did this to help serve justice, to stop something that he believed was unfair, and to make sure that the people who wouldn't be listened to or couldn't be heard would finally be able to spread what they think through him. It wasn't hard to realize that Muhammad Ali was truly selfless. He had risked so many things in his life, mainly his career in boxing, not for himself, but for the others around him. He was speaking out for people he didn't even know and would never meet, but he had a good purpose behind all this, and this is truly what makes him an upstander. During the Vietnam War, Vietnam had been split into two different factions, and the Vietnamese people had been constantly fighting for two very different beliefs. South Vietnam had called upon America to aid them in war, and President Eisenhower believed it was crucial to send troops to fight in Vietnam. When Muhammad Ali was being drafted, he said he refused to fight the Vietnamese, and his reason was that the Vietnamese had never done anything to him that made him want to fight them, and had never done anything to America. Muhammad Ali had been banned from fighting for quite a while, but the ban had later been lifted. He had been fined and jailed, and once again, he had spoken out for people who he didn't even know. Once again, Muhammad Ali had spoken out, but this time it was against the Gulf War. At one point, he had even traveled to Iraq to bring U.S. hostages back home. Muhammad Ali demonstrates very well to us how we should act when we witness something that is unfair. Any of us can join the fight against injustice, and all we need to do is just say a few words. Muhammad Ali once said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth."